Hey everyone, welcome to Code Class, the video series where I'm going to be taking you from being a complete idiot beginner that doesn't know anything about coding to being an expert programmer like myself. Today we're going to be going through how to code the game Flappy Bird from scratch. I'm going to be going through the whole process, assuming you know absolutely nothing. I think that's the best way to do it. But by the end of this video, you should know how to code your very own version of Flappy Bird, and I think you should even have a pretty good idea on how to code whatever dream game you might have out there. In this video, I'm going to be going through the three main phases of coding: planning, development, and testing. I like to think of this as kind of the phases of a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. Planning being the caterpillar, development being the cocoon thing that it goes into, and testing being the actual butterfly flying around. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make is that all these steps are important in the coding process, so don't skip them, or we're going to go through all of them here. In software, we usually do planning by making something we call a design document. A design document is going to be where we describe every single thing that's going to be in the game. This is important so we have a basis on what we need to do for this project. It's basically going to be the blueprint for making the game. So we want every single detail of what we need to do in this document. So in the case of Flappy Bird, I'm seeing two main elements here. One, a bird, and two, some flapping. So we're going to write that down, and the design document can be done. Planning is done. We can move on to the next phase, development. Development is the fun part. This is where we take everything that we just spent a bunch of time planning out and make it come alive. So if we look back at our design document, we're going to see the first thing that we need to work on is a bird. So a lot of people get so wrapped up in all the code of their game that they don't really realize all the graphical assets that they need to create. So this bird is going to need some graphical design. I've been a graphical designer for freelance for about 10 years now, so I'm just going to show off a quick time lapse of me making this bird using a few references. So don't feel too bad if you can't make your own bird look quite as good. I've had a lot of practice doing this, so just go with whatever you can manage. So now that we've got our bird done, we just make sure to save it off, and we can go back to our design document and check off bird. So next part of the design document is flapping. We're going to have to make our bird flap through stuff. We can't really graphics our way out of this, so we're going to probably need to do some coding. So I'll just go ahead and teach you how to code now. The first thing you need to do to code is to download a programming language. That's basically the language that you're going to speak to your computer with. We're going to be using the programming language Python. We're using Python because it's got a lot of cool features, like it's got meta class based meta programming here, and meta probably means super in Latin, so it's basically like super programming, and that's pretty good, right? It's also number 4 on the most used programming language list I found on the internet here. That's pretty good. A bunch of companies seem to really like using it, so I don't think they can all be wrong. And it's also named after a snake, and I'm pretty good at snake, so that's why we're using Python. So to get Python, we just want to go on the Python website and download Python 3. If you're using Windows, make sure to check this little box here that says something about adding Python to path. If you don't do this, Python won't be in your path, which means the computer won't know what you're talking about when you type Python into it. So make sure to check that. After that, just blaze through the rest of the installer, easy cheesy, and once you got all that installed, just go ahead and test it by opening a command window and typing Python. It should say something something. This is the version of Python you have. Good job. So if you see that, you're good to go. Now that we have Python installed, the next thing that we want to do is actually make a Python file. So we're just going to want to go to the folder that we have our bird saved in, right click, and create a new text file here. Now we're going to want to change this to a Python file because right now it's just a text file. If you're using Windows, this is going to be a little annoying. You're going to want to find File Explorer options and uncheck this little thing here that says hide extensions for known file types. And once you uncheck that, your computer will actually let you see what type of file you have without you having a stroke, and that's very useful. If you're using Mac, you can do something similar, so just Google it. So now that we can see file extensions, we can go back to the text file we made and change the extension from a .txt, which is a text file, to a .py, which is a Python file. I'm not sure what the py stands for, but that's what Python chose to be their Python file type, so there we go. Anyway, as we say in the industry, we just created our very own Python file. So let's open this up and get to coding. The first concept we're going to need to learn in order to code is commenting. Commenting is the way that a programmer can write what a program is going to do in human speak without the computer taking that and mixing it up with the actual code. So, you know, the computer's not going to read or care about anything we put in comments. So in Python, you start off comments with a nice little hashtag. Those of you familiar with Instagram will feel right at home here. We're going to start off our code with a comment hashtag. This code is going to do Flappy Bird. This is going to let us, or anyone that looks at this code, know that this is going to do Flappy Bird without them having to go through all the fancy code that we're about to write. So now that we have our comments in place, we can go ahead and start coding, right? I like to start off coding by We're going to do something I like to call code exploration first, actually. I like to do this by going on a site called GitHub and just searching terms that are vaguely related to what I'm trying to be doing. And then we just look for something that looks good. Okay, here we go. Flappy Bird clone for a speed programming video. That's basically what I'm doing right now. Made this in 72 minutes. This guy's probably a little slow compared to how fast you guys are going to be able to make this, but whatever. Let's check it out. So this looks pretty simple. I think we're just going to go ahead and download it. So after we download it, we're going to want to unzip it and run it by pressing Shift right click to open up the command window here. Then I'm just going to type Python flappybird.py just to be able to test this thing out. And this looks pretty good. This looks almost as good as what we want to make, right? So I think this code might be able to help us out a little bit just with our own version of Flappy Bird. So I'm going to go back to our folder that we've been working on now and structure it to be a little bit more like his, right? I'm going to make an assets folder and I'm going to stick my bird in it. And then I'm going to go in and change the bird name to 0, 1, and 2 just to match kind of the style he has. And while I'm here, I might as well just copy the rest of the stuff he has into the assets folder. These are just assets, right? We're just taking a few art snippets he has. So now we can go back to the code and we can compare mine and his. I'm seeing a few good starting points for our code here. So I'm just going to highlight a little snippet of his code here just to show you guys a good starting point we could have. Then I'm just going to go ahead and copy it over to our code just to enhance it a little bit. And then I'm just going to go ahead and give a quick run of our new code now. So Python flappybird.py, and there we go, flawless. We're done. And I think this counts as enough testing too. So we're completely done. We're ready to ship. So that's Flappy Bird in about 10 minutes. Pretty good. A few key concepts I want you guys to keep in mind when creating your own thing is just, one, the phases of software development. We went through planning, development, and a little bit of testing here. We kind of skimped out on testing a little bit, but most major game releases usually skip out on testing anyway, so it's probably more realistic just to skip testing when you're developing something. Number 2 is use comments. These are pretty important just to let yourself and other people know what's going on in your code, right? And 3, and probably most important, is to not be afraid of looking at other people's code for a little bit of inspiration when you're stuck coding. So, homework assignment for you guys: just make your own Flappy Bird. Should be pretty easy. I basically taught you guys everything you'd need to know, so I think that'll be it for code class today. If you like this video, make sure to type snake into Google and play their snake game. I do have a record of 78 snake apples eaten by the snake, so I just want you guys to realize how good that is. Okay, bye.